How's it going, everybody? My name's Absalom, and welcome back. This is chapter 21 of my full platinum walkthrough of Expedition 33. We're picking up here in the Endless Tower where we left off. We just completed stage 7, and that just leaves the last few stages here to go. And these are definitely the more difficult ones of the Endless Tower, but nothing that we can't already handle with Mael and our dream team of companions. So let's go ahead and start trial number 1 on stage 8. Francois, you dirty devil, you betrayed us. So just remember that Francois can one-shot you if you end up missing. So we're gonna go ahead and break his shields. That way we can do infinite damage pretty much. And I'm just gonna do whatever damage to anybody else. Whoops, hold up. Twilight Slash next. Just going down the list here. Get ourselves in Twilight mode. It's 3 blinks. 2, 3. On the 3rd blink, you parry, and you will pretty much kill him immediately, no matter what. And now we can just clean up everybody else. Just gonna do the Flurry Fury. Just to stay in Virtuous. I should have Sindalled. I don't know why I didn't Sindall. I guess I just wanted to give Verso a turn. Go ahead and break his weak spot here. There we go. I should be able to kill him on the just basic attack here. Gotcha. I have quite the chapter. I planned out about 5 hours worth of stuff here, so I'm not sure how far we'll get, but we have a lot to do still in this game. It's pretty wild. But this tower is going to be step 1 of our chapter. We have a lot going on today. Curious to see how far we'll make it. So we fought... Oh, okay. All right, well, Mael's out. We fought all these people before. Yeah, this is where things start to get a little bit more interesting. I would think, in my mind, like stage 9 and 10 were pretty difficult. 11's definitely the most difficult, obviously. But that's not going to spoil what we fight there. But I'm just going to start building Twilight on CL here. So of course we'll do our 2 skills here, Twilight and Focus Foretell. Okay, now she's in Twilight mode. Take that. And parry. He shoots his top hat at us. He's not a problem. But he will exhaust us, which is kind of annoying. All right, so right away, I'm just going to go ahead and revive Mael. Get her back in the game. Ooh, nice shot. All right, and now we have Sealed Fate because we're in Twilight mode. So I'm going to go ahead and just use that against our boss here.
Take your shot.
Ooh. Still got to break his shields. Go ahead and do that. There we go. And now I can use, if you had Sealed Fate, you could do that. I just don't have enough because I had to shoot him a little bit. So I'm just going to do a regular attack. He certainly tried. Mael, jeez. 4 million damage on a counterattack. Not even inverted. She was mad after dying, I suppose. All right, now let's properly kill this guy. Okay, we basically almost did. You know what? I'm confident. I'm thinking regular attack just to send him on his way. Yeah, Miles on a vengeance right there. My goodness. And next up, we have the Stage 8 Trial 3. This one's going to be not too bad, actually. Only downside is CL can't do damage to that left guy. That's okay. Let them do their best attempt here to try to kill us.
Watch out.
Super telegraphed here. Just parry that. Okay, now I'm going to use CL here to break the shields, and we should have enough left over to build up the Twilight mode. So I'm going to do Focus Foretell on whichever guy you want, whoever you're least familiar with, which I'm assuming is the right side there. We fought the other ones a million times at this point, so you should know their move. So now we're in Twilight mode. Oh no, he made him stronger. Now these camera angles suck. One, two, parry. I've always hated in this game how the third player will block your screen for the left enemies. Some bosses, it's so hard that you can't even see what you're doing. All right, Mael, show him how it's done. Oh, way late. There we go. Gotta be careful with the fire. Okay, so now we're in an interesting position where we can pretty much just immediately kill somebody. So it's your lucky day, big green guy. Oh, we got bad RNG. It's okay. It's all good. I'll choose to get a weak spot. Whoa. I can't make his shield move. You know what? You're getting a shot. Just gonna regular attack. Make the most of my turn there. Now I want to build Verso's thing here. Get him up to B or A rank here. Yeah, none of their attacks are all that difficult to parry, in my opinion. I think it's one of those fights that would be really challenging if you weren't higher level, but we're definitely higher level than we should be for this. So we're actually able to do decent damage, especially on our counterattacks. Like this guy's gonna die probably. Yep. Here we go. And then there were two. And we are in Twilight mode, so we have Sealed Fate. Now you can't do damage to the left guy with CL. He is invulnerable. You can on certain, like in certain ways, but we have Dark on our weapons, so he's gonna have, see if you see, Nullified if I even try to attack him. So usually you're not able to. So with CL, I'm doing Sealed Fate on the middle guy here. I need his shield to get out of the way. He lowered it, so it's hard to get to that weak spot. Gotcha. Oh, I missed. No. It's easy if you watch for the cannons to light up, and then that's your cue to start parrying. See how the tip of the cannon lights up? It'd be cool if I can get a turn, though. That'd be pretty sick. All right. First of all, I'm going to... Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to choose to revive Mael. And then with my other turn, since Mael's up next, I can buff her. So I can make her gain ability points, or I could target her for double damage. So I'm gonna do the Fortune's Fury, because she already has a full meter of ability points. There we go. Now she's buffed and fully stocked here to do Stendhal on, I guess, you. It's your lucky day, Mr. Shield. Man, that shield is stronger than I thought. Okay, finally, he lowered it. Now you're able to hit the, if you can shoot him, he'll move his shield for a brief second. You can shoot behind it if you want to do more damage. Got him. Okay, a full metered Verso with his weak spot exposed. Let's go. There, we finally broke his shield off. And I'm going to do something cool. I'm going to finish him off with a gradient attack. This should get him. Nice. It's about time Verso did something. All right, we just finished up stage 8. So now before we start stage 9, go over here and level. I level after each final stage. So we've got this. We can start boosting up to 60 on either one. And then with her, we're just going to dump it in wherever. It doesn't really matter. With Verso, I'm going to get it up to 75, 55. And I'll take this to 60. The agility. And then it looks like everybody else is chilling. So I'll just dump his points into whatever. Doesn't matter with those. We're going to restat Minoko and Lune eventually when we get to the chosen path. But for now, we're just put it wherever. We're only worried about our actual team. We don't have any skills, I imagine. Yeah. Wait, maybe on... No. Okay. And then the last thing we can check for is our color of Lumina. And what I want to start doing now is getting... We've got Ciel and Verso pretty good. Mael's good. And we got to start buffing Lune and Minoko up a little bit more. And so I'm just going to catch Minoko up to Lune. And then we can take both of them up to like 160, 170. And then we can come back with everybody else as well. We do need them to be a little bit strong to be able to fight in the chosen path, which is you have to beat a trial essentially with each character, and so we need them to not be like completely useless. But yeah, now back into the portrait here for stage 9, trial 1. Now this first lady has a triple parry timing. It's 1, 2, 3, and then you gotta parry it. That's the third one. If you miss, it instantly kills you, so don't miss. And that one's just wait for the orb to blink.
I'm waiting.
Don't let that fake you out.
Okay.
Everything's basically a blinking one on this one. Okay, I miss. I was too busy talking. Wait, the one on the left that died, she usually does that thing where it's like 3 orbs to get closer to you. And then the guy in the middle does the same attack, but it's on the ground. And then this guy's just going to die pretty much instantly. But let's go ahead and get into Twilight in case we need to use Ciel once again. I might not have to. Okay, I'm going to Stendhal and hope for the best here. Hey, got him. I don't want him to be able to attack me. I don't care if I give him 1,000 health. Like, what does that do to him? Nothing. I've got Burning Canvas.
Boy, take everything.
So even after I'm done, he'll still be taking damage. Okay, all right, we're just gonna go ahead and skip turn and hope for the best here.
Look out.
I skipped turn because I didn't want to give him more health with Verso. He's not good with those ice people, as we learned in that one chapter. Okay, trial complete, on to the next. And we got trial number 3, the last one of stage 9 here. It's in pairs of 2, by the way. They're very quick. The great. I gotta stop talking at the beginning of these. But yeah, her little fireballs, it's like 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then it's one final one. We've already fought all these people, but not obviously all at once. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then one final one. But if you miss, you're dying. Okay, there's a 1 mistake policy in this fight. So we're gonna go ahead and just choose to build up our stuff here.
Here's your card.
And go against the guy on the right here. And then I need to get Mael back in so that she gets back in the order.
Don't worry. I'm here.
Because I don't know if you guys have noticed, but if you end up dying a lot, the enemy gets about 12 different turns before you even get to go. So you definitely want to get people back alive as soon as possible. Doing almost no damage. All right, poor Mael. My goodness. She can't catch a break today. Oh, all right. Gonna go ahead and revive Mael now that I'm up to A rank. She'll come back for the 3rd time.
Oh, I'm better.
1, 2, and 1. Good job, Versa. You gave her health. Oh, and you gave him health too. That's so kind of you, Versa. All right, Mael finally gets her revenge. Okay, let's see. I think I want to take. I'm gonna take you out. All right, there we go. That felt good after 2, 3 deaths or whatever it was. And then I have enough because we killed her to do devastation against somebody else. This won't kill him most likely. Yeah, but it'll get a decent amount of damage there.
Time to strike.
And now we need to do Twilight Slash. There we go. We're in Twilight mode. And we can do Sealed Fate. Perfect. Great job. Man, the A team is looking like the B team right now. Giving everybody health back, being invulnerable. Man. Sealed Fate on this guy. There we go. It really is just get to Mael eventually. That's how we fight nowadays. Do Sealed Fate again. Doing like, I'm tickling him basically. Look at that. That meter hadn't even moved in like 4 turns. That's not good. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do this to get back into Virtuous. Not you too, Mael. No. It's okay. It's okay. We're in Virtuous. We can hit a Percy attack. And everybody's invulnerable. Perfect. This is going great. Oh man, this is funny. Let's just break them with our regular attacks now. That top health bar is not moving. Get ready for the later on bosses, because my goodness. I don't want to spoil anything for people who haven't seen like the ultimate boss of this game. But we're talking millions and millions upon millions of damage. But we'll be ready for that. Don't worry. All right. Let's see. I need a sun skill to get back into Twilight, so I'm going to do Focused Foretell.
Here's your card.
Perfect. Now let's go ahead and impress him with Plentiful Harvest. Look at that, 10,000 damage. Wow.
Begins.
Actually, you know what? I have 2 turns. I have 9 ability points. Let's go ahead and do a Virtuous Strike.
You can't escape.
That way we can hit a really good send-off. Or hopefully hit a good send-off. Not bad, not bad.
Look out. Look out.
Get ready.
Let's go. We did a little bit more damage. Great job, Verso. All right, we can hit him with Perfect Break. There we go. Broke his heart. Now we can do damage again. Sealed Fate. Wow. 75,000, not bad. Getting better. Start building up Twilight once again. And then same thing with Mael, we just did. So I'm gonna go back into Virtuous.
Can't escape. Blades sharp.
I know our games won't sync up perfectly, but you know, I'm just showing you the rhythm that you can get into with our build. It's really just keep setting up Twilight, keep building Versa's rank in order to use Perfect Break eventually, and then with Mael, it's just get Virtuous and Stendhal, hopefully. But there we go, took down that boss. On to the next one. That sets up Trial 10, or Stage 10. So now let's level up, get ready for the next saga of stuff. So we have more abilities, yes. We do want to start buffing the health bar up a little bit more. So if you feel like you're doing good with damage, you can start building the vitality up to 30. So we can do that a little bit. And then just put points into wherever on her. And then with Verso, let's see. I'll get this up to 60 before I start boosting his vitality. There we go. Got some more Color of Luminas. Dump that in to balance out the Minoko and Luna. And then I think I can actually get a skill here. No. All right, never mind. Never mind. But here we go. Let's lock in and go into the next one. I'll see you guys in Trial 1 of Stage 10. Here goes nothing. Same thing as before with this guy. We already fought him just a few minutes ago.
Watch out, Mael.
Yeah, none of these enemies are new. They just have more health is all. All right, almost broke the shields here. That'll do it though. Yeah, Stage 1's always pretty easy. Trial 1. Oh no, they all got shields back. Don't do it again. No. I love the power-up sounds of this guy. Oh, it would have been so cool if we just killed him right there. It would have been pretty good. Big damage. I guess I'll just go ahead and chip away at his shield as well with our basic attack. Can't really do anything else. All right, get ready to parry this. It's when he his fist kind of he like does a fist pump down, and it's usually that's their timing on that one. Well, okay. Who knew Mael was packing heat in her gun like that? Just like one shots everybody. That'd be crazy. All right, we're gonna Stendhal this guy in the middle. 9.
Let's spill some ink.
Miss 7 Million has a new nickname now, 9 Million. Holy crap. It's okay, Mael. Mael just doing work over here, doing the Lord's work. Yeah, none of those enemies should give you that much of a challenge at this point. But stage 10 is going to ramp up to trial 2.
Careful now.
Okay, these aren't hard, it's just tedious on their health bar. Okay, I maybe spoke too soon, but no, these aren't that hard. I just missed my parry. Yeah, these guys just have a lot of health. See what I mean? Like, that counter damage barely did anything. This is one of those ones that's so difficult to see sometimes. Like, the middle, if the left guy attacks and you're in the middle, a lot of the times Lune will, or a CL will be blocking it, and or the white background will make it so hard to see the parry window. So that is just something you have to deal with on this arena. For some reason, they decided that was a great color choice and camera angle. I'm gonna bring everybody back, revive everybody.
Well, thanks.
And because we've buffed CL, she'll give everybody powerful when they get rezzed. Yeah, I try to kill that left one first, just because it's the hardest to actually see what's going on with him. See what I mean? Like, look at this. I can barely see what his sword is even doing. I don't know. I find it kind of annoying. So I'm going to put all my resources into this guy. Actually, I'm not going to use the hit. I'm going to revive. Here we go.
You look smart today.
Nice. All right, parry, and then 1, and then a quick 1, 2, another one, and then the overheads. We're doing work on the big guy. But now it's Mael's turn to hit Stendhal on this left guy. Nice. All right, they're all 3 ready to be broken, so that means I can just base attack and break him.
Eyes up, person.
The ice one's easy, it's just back and forth.
Deck.
Okay, that guy's gone finally. Build up focused foretell. Twilight Slash. It's so quick on that second one. I'm going to Stendhal the guy on the right, so I can handle the one in the middle easily. Alright, he's no longer with us. Let's go ahead and finish this bad boy off and get back in Virtuous in case I need her again. Alright, time to get into S rank here. Then a regular attack to break him. Then we'll Sealed Fate. Okay, there we go. One final counter, I bet. Yeah, this guy's attacks aren't that bad. I always find it pretty simple. But whichever guy you struggle with the most, just target that guy first. Trial complete. Now, this one is tricky because you don't get to mess up. The guy on the left really doesn't matter all that much. It's the ones in the middle and the right. So that's his main attack. He has a jumping one that can really catch you lacking if you're not ready for it. This one's super fast.
Incoming.
And then we know this guy's attacks, obviously. Hard part, though, is the background, of course. I was gonna say, hopefully we get him out. All right, he's weak. So yeah, this guy will do the one that you saw him open with, that like melee one. And he has one where if it starts with a jump, be ready to parry the second you land on the ground because he's gonna do a rapid spinning attack, and then it's just a regular melee from there. This guy, you saw his tornado spin attack. He has another one where he makes you jump and parry with the staff, and then there's one where he does like rapid slams with the staff as well. And those are all the different ones. Now, yeah, so it's gonna be a bit challenging just because you can't really mess up with most of his attacks. I'm gonna get into Twilight, of course.
I saw you.
Doesn't matter who you target, just get into Twilight.
Let's dance.
So this one, get ready to parry the second you land. Ah, I forgot all about that final one. It's a really delayed parry. Nice, Verso. You got 1.7 mil. Let's give it up for Verso, everybody. But since that guy's pretty much dead after what Verso did, I'm going to target this guy with Stendhal. Jeez. That's just light work for my L. I'm going to do that, and then, let's see. I guess I'll... You know what? Verso's coming up next, so I'll just hit with Mael here. Then I can revive CL with him.
Time to end this.
All right, so we got him out with the counter attack, and now we can. I'll just empty thing. I might get him. Yeah, there we go. And if I could, I was just gonna revive CL there. Okay, that wraps up stage 10. So now it's time to prep with our stats and then get ready for stage 11, the last stage. I'm just going to dump my stats into the two side characters here real quick. And then starting with our actual team here, let's see. I'm going to get this up to... I'm going to get the luck up now. Take that to 60, and then we'll start buffing that to 30. Get that one in a nice even 75, and then we'll do the same here. There we go. Can I finally buy a skill? Maybe. It's gonna feel real good when we get the skill trees fully kitted out. I'm close. I'm very close with my L. Look at that. 2 skills left. And then our color of Lumina's, we can get him close to Lune here. And now we are ready to go into the final trial. Now, stage 11 is where things start to get pretty rough. You don't get many mistakes here. So parry, parry, parry. Parry, now the creepy parry. That's what I call it. Wait till her eyes see the backs of your eyes and looks deep into your soul. That's when you want to parry. She's gonna look through your eyes, into your skull, basically. one's easy. It's just jump and then 3 parries. Okay. And there would have been the 3rd parry. Completely missed it though, so I die. Again, you get 1 mistake on this fight. Now, obviously, this guy's in shield mode, so anytime I get hit, he gets a shield, so that's unfortunate. This lady's actually the easiest of all the 3. She dies pretty quick. You'll probably get really good on counters, or she does really big, or she can die to burn damage really quick as well, which is good for us. This guy's got some interesting attacks, but I actually find his to be very telegraphed. It's very easy to know what to do usually. It just is not forgiving, but it is like the easiest to see what's coming. But this guy over here is the one that's the wild card. He has like 6 attacks, I think. There's like, he can freeze you. He can do the melee. He can do the jumping attacks. He can do this thing where he like sends pulse waves at you. He does the shield thing he's doing right now. He can also like power up a little bit and buff himself. So definitely he's the one that you have to be a little bit more scared of, I would say. But that being said, none of these guys are going to get the best of us. I'm going to go ahead and revive my L with my other turn. Give her powerful at the very least. That's her other attack, just the 3 melees, nothing bad. See what I mean? His attacks are just like a big question mark.
Eyes up,
A parry on the way down and the way up. His sword lights up each time to know when to parry.
Cut him down.
Now with Verso, I'm going to go ahead and clean up this guy. We shoot through his shields, remember? And then I'm going to just base attack him to get rid of his shields.
this will hurt.
Now Mael is going to come in with Stendhal, and I'm actually going to use it on her since she has all the health. Oh, did that say 88,000? Do I need to uninstall Mael and move on to the next game, or are we going to get it together? 88,000 Mael. You did 9 million like a fight ago. What are we even doing right now?
Watch out, Mael.
Embarrassed for us. I hope you die to the creepy fairy, Mael. $88,000. What is that? And then Gradient. That's the hard one, but like they're all very telegraphed, as you saw. He's like very obvious with which sword he's hitting you with. But whatever one you struggle with, obviously, just go for that one. But now I need to finish up getting into focus mode here. Twilight mode. So there we go. And now I can do 1 sealed fate. Do nearly nothing to these people. Sweet. Verso is going to come in handy, though. And now him. Oh, I missed the last one. All right, I'm going to apply burn to her because that'll start doing crazy damage. Just got to stack the burn up there. I'll do Swift Stride to get back into Virtuous. There we go. Just did another Sealed Fate. There we go. Starting to actually do damage here. Verso does crazy, and there's that burn damage I was talking about. Oh my goodness. Burn damage once again. Come on. There we go.
Oh well.
And then this guy we can just take out normal. There we go. There we go. That's not going to make up for that 88,000 Mael, but it's going to help. I'm going to get back into Virtuous here.
I'll die. So be it.
I'm just getting through her attacks, basically. Like, she doesn't do anything to him. I'm gonna do perfect break. Since his break meter is pretty high up, it should break. Yep, there we go. And I'm in Virtuous, so my best attack will be Percy. And then I guess I can just go ahead and go back into Virtuous. Then we'll do another Sun attack here to get back into Twilight. Keep the little rhythm going. Yeah, now that he's broken, she does damage, but up until then, she doesn't do very much at all.
Watch out.
Hey, big counter damage. All right, finish it off, hopefully. I don't think she will. I don't want to tell her that. I just don't have much faith that she'll be the one. You are not the chosen one. Verso low-key could be the chosen one, though. Nope. Looks like it was Mael the entire time. Shocker. Stendhal Virtuous never fails. Okay, now. So the screen was all black there. Let's go into our next trial. We got Stage 11, Trial 2. And my audio glitched out, so I'm having to redo Trial 2. So I'm going to go ahead and show that now. Unfortunate, sometimes that happens. Gotta love technology. Alright, so we know the guy in the middle's attacks. The Lampmaster you fought before, and the Creation you fought before, but all three at once can be a bit overwhelming. Remember to look for the call out, whether it's the tail or the melee attack or something else. With the Lampmaster, his attacks with his sword are very easy to see what's coming. And then he does this after every single turn. And you can shoot out his lanterns to stop that, but I personally leave it because I like the ability points. And then remember, 1, 2, counter. Yeah, both of his swords will light up at the very end on that one. Alright, so now we can build up Twilight, whichever enemy you feel like. There we go. And now whichever person you feel least confident with, obviously that's the one you want to focus on. And believe it or not, the Creation actually has a trick up his sleeve. So try to get him quickly killed if you want to go the route I'm going. I'm just gonna base attack this guy because he was at his meter was almost ready to be broken. All right, so this is the melee attack, so it's his face. Wait for the purple blink, and that's your parry window. The middle of his chest, you'll see the purple orb kind of blink. And then here's our 4 free ability points.
Maximum
All right, let's get Verso up. So I'll just put it all into the creation here. And, oh, yeah, missed that parry. The kick is always just the one attack. Good luck seeing that one. That's more of a vibe type of thing. Dude, I can't parry with CL because she's stunned. That was cheap. This is the slowest attack in this game ever. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and apply burn, I think, to... yeah, I guess the creation. And then I'll switch over to Virtuous, since whoever's burning can get over to Virtuous. Oh, dang. Get ready for the 4 lanterns. We even need CL. You know what I mean? We even need CL. And parry. And parry. And parry. You gonna try that again, huh? Hey, that was cool. We got all 3 in like each counter. I do want to point something out though. The creation is going to, if you didn't like instant kill it, at the end after it gets about halfway dead, it'll start to lock itself down with shields, and then it has these orbs that'll go above its body. And whenever it starts its attack, it'll always blow up one of the orbs, and you have to parry it. And it's pretty obvious when it's going to blow up. It doesn't kill you in one hit usually. It does kind of like a quarter of your health bar. So it's not that bad, but definitely it's something you want to be ready for, is the orbs. And then everybody else is just the same as what you saw. But the creation does have that like last minute trick up its sleeve. Stage 11, Trial 3. Of course, it is good old mom and dad who share a health bar. They each have about 10,000 attacks. Now his jump attack is going to be jump and then kind of a slow parry. And then her jump attack is 3 fast parries. This one's just parry 5 times. They have the same attacks but different versions. So her void attack is the 5 voids. That's what you just saw. His void is 1, but it's a very slow and the right timing. His jump attack is, you know, jump and then a slow parry. Hers is jump and then 3 quick parries. They both have their melee attacks when they fly up in the air and hit you with their paintbrush. They're about the same type of speed. And then he summons a cross. She can summon meteors. And then outside of that, that's your main attacks. But they each have a gradient attack they can do as well. It'll tell you, but that's kind of the gist of their fight. Hopefully you remember their attacks from when we fought them earlier in the campaign. But we're just going to take this one step at a time. They have a lot of health. And whenever you stun one, that's the one you want to attack, obviously. But they do share a health and break bar. Although they are independent on which ones are on fire, but it'll tell you in the top left once we set them on fire. Not the best stand all that I wanted, but I'll take it, I guess. I'm just gonna base attack just to get some amount of damage there. So jump, and then get ready to parry.
Careful now.
Her chroma waves, it's always 4 of them. Now we can start building up our meter here on Verso. Now we have fire on him, so shoot her until she's on fire. See how there's 2 flames on the top left there? All right, this is a timing thing. It's on that last little like sound effect, I guess. I don't even know how to describe that sound, but it's the last little sound that you hear. That's the parry window in that. This one's easy. It's just when she shoves her sword down. Okay, sealed fate. And we'll seal fate again. Or actually, Mael is coming up next. I can target her for double damage. If you guys want. You don't have to. But now I can Virtuous to get back into that. And now we're set up for Stendhal. $2 million's not horrible. All right, remember, it's the last on the sound effect. That burn damage will really come in helpful or in handy. The sooner you can start stacking burn, the better. Another one, really. Getting big damage on these counters, though. I like it. Okay, everybody's nice and full on ability points after all those counters. All right, now Verso's in S rank with a full meter, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit perfect break, and it might be enough to get the break meter over, it might not. I don't think it actually will, but maybe with S rank. I got it all the way almost. That's pretty good though. I'll take it. Now I'm gonna hit Virtuous Radiant Attack to get into that. And we'll be able to Stendhal. Or Flurry Fury, actually, possibly. Actually, I'm gonna do Flurry Fury because I'll stay in Virtuous for the next turn, and it might break the dad here. Oh, so close. That break meter is real close. All right, time it right. Oh, that's what it looks like when you don't time it right. Not to worry, though. Remember, it's on the slice downward. They're almost halfway, guys. Okay, it's when they blink, remember. Okay. Now, he's definitely ready to be broken here, so I'm going to go ahead. Mael's in Virtuous already, so I can use her second turn to get CL back. That's the logic there for me. So I'm going to break with Verso. A perfect break. Boom. And then we'll hit Stendhal on dear old dad. 3 million. Let's go. Then my second turn, since I don't really have much of anything, I'm just going to shoot my thing and then revive CL. There we go. Oh boy, here we go. I'm horrible at this. Wow, I got it. Holy crap. She has a couple of versions that I'm really bad at all of them. I know. Lucky me. that the best we got, CL, or what?
Not impressed.
Alright, don't die to the Void Cross. Or die to the Void Cross. That's 3 quick parries. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, alright. They're not burning anymore, so I'm gonna go ahead and reapply burn. And then I'm just gonna quickly shoot a couple times just to get some more burn on him. And then I'm gonna revive Verso here. I need him back in the sequence here. And then parry. Okay. I've told you I'm horrible at her melee attacks. That's my weak spot of this game. Don't forget to parry on the other people. She does continue to hit the other people. Don't get caught off guard on that one.
Here's your card. Well,
I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna dump a few shots, and then we'll revive Mael.
better.
Okay, this one's easy.
CL incoming. Let's have some fun.
Okay, all right, we're back in the game. Time to rebuild Twilight, rank S, and Virtuous. Get all of our people back to full strength here. I'm just applying burn damage to whoever I can.
Oh well.
With Verso and Mael. Two out of 3 isn't horrible.
I saw your future. Well,
All right, Sealed Fate. Now let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and do the Phoenix Flame, I think, just to apply a bunch of burn to everybody. Since I'm at level 2 anyways, I might as well. Plus it'll heal up whoever.
the dance begins.
And then I'll hit a Stendhal. Since offensive isn't horrible either. I know it's not virtuous, but it's pretty good still. I got horrible luck there, but still that one's not horrible. But I'll take the burn damage, because now every time we're gonna be doing massive damage. That's his easiest melee attack. And the burn damage, look at that, every time. Big damage there. We're at S rank, so this base attack, that'll do a decent amount.
Let's play.
And then we'll Sealed Fate. Still in Twilight.
The seal.
They're almost done.
Me in.
And I'm going to choose to buff our next player up is Mael. I'm going to choose to buff her.
Show me what you can do.
Just give her any amount of advantage that she has.
Not today.
The burn damage will probably kill him before it's Mael's turn. Okay. I got 1. 2. Okay, I got... Oh, no, okay. And don't forget to pay that last one. You don't want to die to that very last hit.
Shut.
I'm horrible at her. I just accept it. That's just my cross to bear, I guess. All right. Well, let's hopefully send them on their way.
Fiery.
There we go. The Painted Love done. We get the exclusive outfit, guys. And Clea, the record, and Endless Trophy is now yours for completing the tower, the Endless Tower. Isn't that exciting? Guys, you got a trophy, the Endless Trophy, for beating all challenges. You should have stage 1 through 11. You'll have the cool outfit for Verso here, if you're wondering what it looks like. The Clair, and we have the Expedition White. I'm going to leave it on Gustav, though. But yeah, now look at him. Look at that. It's pretty cool. All right, let's come over here. I'm going to choose to talk to her with my L. I feel like that's more canon. But talk to her after you're done. Fading woman. Say yes. You can read all the dialogue or just skip through it. There's a lot. She basically is warning us to not continue and have fun while we're here, blah, blah, blah. We're going to go burn the canvas regardless. And then eventually you'll get the haircut here. And if you talk to her, that's pretty much the end of it. So there you go. Now let's rest the flag, level up and all that. And we can upgrade, of course. So with these people, you're probably going to buff Mael's health as much as you can. We do have an interesting fight coming up, so give her a little bit of health here. Doesn't matter what we do with Minoko or Lune, so just put it into whatever. And then with Verso, I'm going to give him 30 as well on the health. And then with Ciel here, we can start boosting luck a little bit. There we go. She'll balance out with everybody else. We just got to get her up to 75 on the luck. But otherwise, doing fine there. I might have enough for a skill, guys. Oh my goodness. We have it. I'll buy the next skill. I'll buy another skill. Holy crap, I'm out of control. We're only missing 2 here. 1 away on Verso, not bad. Okay, yeah, we're doing good on the skill tree. We almost got it all the way filled out. At this point, it's more just a personal goal of mine to have it filled out. It's not needed for anything. But I'm going to go ahead and catch these guys up to 150, I suppose. And then I'm going to balance. I'm going to take these both to 120 or 225, and then I'll bring the Minoko and Lune up to the other people's mark, I guess. But I at least want them to like 225 at least, somewhere in that range. And that's that. Now, after doing the whole tower, you'll see that also we have a bunch of the Grandiose Chroma Catalyst. And if you remember at the very start, I had recommended you might want to, or I guess it was probably about halfway through the tower, but you might have wanted to have saved these for a different weapon. I'm going to give you the option here. It is very difficult right now to go for that. So that's why I brought Chatillon up to level 30, because it's going to be decent. You can go ahead and max it out if you wanted, or you can max out Verso's weapon. It's really up to you how you want to go about this. I'm going to leave them as is because they're good where they're at. And I want to save everything I have for other weapons down the line if you guys want. But that's just my personal decision. Of course, we already have Mael's weapon leveled up. But if you're interested in what I'm talking about with the other weapons, this wasn't here on the base game. This is like a later on thing that they added. But you'll notice that now there are different boss paintings or canvases that you can enter. I'm not going to enter it because that's the death sentence. But basically, there's a really tough boss there. And there's one over here that's really tough. And these bosses will reward you with different weapons. The Duelista one is the one that gives Ciel her weapon. And it does 11,000 damage, I think, off the just the base version of the weapon. So it is kind of wildly OP. If you want to stack her, that's where people, if you've seen online, they have, crazy builds with Ciel. That's where that's going. But all this stuff back here is all extra content. Don't worry, we will attempt it. We will do it, but just we're not ready yet, okay? But if you guys want to try it, feel free. It's harm-free. You can go in and die a million times if you want. It's up to you. But, it is very tough. They do a lot of damage, and they have a lot of health. So we're going to save that for later. That part's not required for platinum. That's more of just a extracurricular activity, but it is going to give you some really, really good items if you're interested. But that's more of a thank you update. I think it was literally called the thank you update for just everybody playing and voting it for game of the year and all that. They added some bonus stuff to do in the game, and they're very difficult, but they are highly rewarding. But we're going to leave the Endless Tower because we got our trophy for now. And in terms of that, like in the same lane as those extra content, you'll see over here, I just want to point it out so you don't go here. Whoops. Actually, I'll just do it this way. Over here is the Renoir drafts. That's the other thing that's like the extracurricular. We're going to do that. Don't worry. But that's probably one of the hardest areas in the game, in my opinion. That and then the extra content and Endless Tower are both right up there. So I would just avoid those for now. But they are there if you want to attempt them. But don't worry, we will get to those. Right now, what I want to do is backtrack to the Dark Gestral Arena, because now after completing the tower, we're pretty strong. So it's this Coliseum up here in the air. And this is, you get one attempt, and if you fail, it's gone forever. So when you enter the Dark Gestral Arena, we are going to want to make a save if you want.
Oh, so that's where it was.
I love the lore is that they wanted to decorate with the balloons, but then after they put more decorations, it ended up making the place fly in the air.
They built some.
Oh, it's telling you on the right side there. But yeah, I just think that's funny. Like, of course they would. But okay, so you can rest here. We get the save in the bottom left, and you might want to check, you know, in terms of your load, you can go to load previous saves, and then make sure that, like right now it's 8:49. So I know that I have a save at 8:48, and that would put me right before I start here. So you want to make sure, like, you know, we have a save file. And if you want to do it this way, that's the easiest way, I would say. And or you can go on your PlayStation and make a cloud backup save if you really want to go that far with it. But if you fail this, you don't get to try again, and you'll miss out on the outfits and stuff like that. So it's advised that you don't fail. But that being said, if you fail, you can always just reload your previous save. Just make sure you know exactly which save you would have to reload, okay? So make sure you have a save and or make a backup save, and then when you're ready, come over here and talk to the jars. They're going to ask us if we're Golgra. It doesn't matter what you say. I'm just going to say I am Golgra. And they're going to put 2 and 2 together that we might not be Golgra. And say I am a warrior. And then ask them what they're doing. And then say yes. And you already know who we're using. It's even a contest. And if you want, another piece of advice is you could buff Mael's health up to like 50 at least for this, and you'll have a much better chance at beating the final boss if you're struggling. Now, these first 3 fights are not going to be hard. It's the final one we have to fight Golgra. But yeah, more on that in a minute. But if you wanted to, you could restat Mael at this point with a recoat at the flag. You could try it here, and if you fail, I would restat her to like 50 health and then 99 might, and then just balance out luck and agility as much as you can with whatever amount of points you have. That would be my suggestion if you find yourself struggling. But I'm just going to Flurry Fury everybody. These guys are not hard. We're way over leveled after doing the tower, which is why I saved it. I didn't want us to do this earlier, because then we wouldn't be as OP. I want you to come in here and just dominate, so that way you don't have to worry about the failing. All right, we did it. Next fight. So now just talk to them again. Say yes. If you need to do anything at the flag to respec or anything like that, go ahead and do that. Mael once again, of course.
Ready to carry.
And he's dead. This is kind of silly. Just gonna Flurry Fury. That way we stay in virtuous, if you haven't picked up on why we're doing that one. You can most likely get them all in one hit. There we go. Okay, now before you interact with this one, you won't be able to go back in terms of the fight. So if you want to check your save and redo it now, you can, or if you need to respec whatever it is, do it. And then when you do this one, it's going to put us into the third one. But as soon as we beat it, that's when it starts the fourth one, which is the one where we fight Golgra. And that's the one that you only get one attempt on. So say okay whenever you're ready for both fights. Oh, I missed the parry, dang it. Just gonna Percy the first guy. Stendhal the second guy. He's out of the picture. The one on the right's easy to parry. He does a stomp. It's really slow usually. It's really slow. Or, okay, sometimes he'll do that one. Usually it's a stomp though, and it's a very delayed stomp. But either way, get through that fight. Now, make sure you say the right thing here. Otherwise, you won't even get a chance to do the thing I'm talking about. So take this very slow. You'll also get the Pictos and all that stuff from that third fight. But now, just take it real slow. Say, I get it. I'll face Golgra for you. If you say run away like a coward sounds nice, you'll miss out on the opportunity altogether. So say I get it. I'll face Golgra for you. Mael, of course. Why would it be anybody else? And then the first option here. Get some more backstory if you're interested. All right, don't fail. Don't fail. Oof. Oof. I wasn't expecting the gradient attack out the gate. Usually it's the other one, but she caught me off guard with that one. That's okay. We have Stendhal. Come on, come on, come on. Be the one. Yes, let's go. Oh, that's funny. I love when the roulette hits just right and you get the 200% on top of the 200. That's why we buff her health, by the way, Mael, because if you remember when we fought her the first time, you could only get hit once. If you buff her health at least 30, which is where we were at, she has like at least 5 hits in her, which obviously you'll probably kill her before you end up taking that much damage. But like I was saying, you could always respec Mael if you want, and then respec her back the way I have her after the fight. But either way, once you've beaten Golgra, you've done it, and that'll be the end of the Gestral Arena, and then they'll send you on your way after you finish talking to them. That unlocks the white version of the Gestral hat or haircut for Mael. See that? She has the white version. We also got the ponytail white and all that, so I'm going to leave it on that one, I guess. But yeah, quite a few outfits from the tower itself. If you wanted to go through and really study what we unlocked, there's a whole bunch of stuff for those of you that like that. And now, let's rest the flag here. Catch our breath after all of that fighting. Upgrade, and now we can actually kind of get back on normal track here. So we just got Mael here. So I am going to boost agility next. And we have quite a bit of Lumina points after the Dark Gestral. So Wow, I did that math in my head, and I wasn't quite sure, but I'm actually pretty proud of myself for counting that out in my mind there. But anyways, let's rest up, and let's continue on. Okay, who's ready to get back to our regular program here? Our regular exploration thing. We're going to the esoteric ruins. We got the tower out of the way, and we got the Dark Gestral Arena out of the way. There are other things similar to that, like the Chosen Path and Renoir's Drafts and all that stuff, right? But for now, we're going to go back to just the basics of finishing out all the areas, collecting all the Pictos, all that sort of thing. Back to our regular scheduled programming here. And I'll catch us up on what we've done here in a second. We just got to fly back over to where we started. And I guess in the meantime, I wanted to remind you guys, if you want to keep leveling up Pictos, I've reached a point where I've got the Pictos I want. But if you want, you can go to that area I showed, back. If you guys saw that, I'm sure you saw the farming spot that I showed at the end of that one chapter, a couple chapters ago. But if you want, you can go to, where was it? The Ancient Sanctuary, or somewhere in this area if you want to just farm it up. I would say the Ancient Sanctuary was the best one, because you can go to that one spot where I showed with the paint spike that you clear up, and you can fast travel to that flag, and then there's all those enemies right there, and you can farm up the Pictos in no time because they all died in one hit. So if you want, you can do that. I would just do it in between chapters, just farm up all the Pictos we collect each chapter and get that. There's only a few Pictos that are remaining, but we'll definitely have those. And while I'm flying, I figured I would at least point out these. This is the Chosen Path. That's one of the other optional things. And then up here is the Renoir Drafts that I was talking about earlier. Right over here, actually. It's this ominous circle in the water here. You'll see Renoir's Drafts. So those are all the post-game, like, extracurricular things, but they are pretty challenging, so that's what our goal is right now. So what we're doing right now is we're heading to the Esoteric Ruins. Back on track here. If you remember, we finished looting everything around these parts in our previous thing before we started the tower. And I'll show you on the map where I'm at. But we have, so far, we've been just kind of left and right, going back and forth as we've done everything. And now we've reached this point where we have this left side, and then we have this whole right side to do. And it's better to start on the left and get that done, because that'll unlock Mael's ability. And then you can move over to this right side, finally finish up the post-game stuff. And by the end of all that, you'll be set up to take on the final stuff, like the drafts and things like that. So that's the plan. And right now we have Esoteric Ruins, which is where I'm at. So I'll see you guys in there. This is actually the last friendly Nevron. The last one. So straight ahead, talk to this spirit here. Just exhaust his dialogue. And then you just want to say the first one.
It's weird.
And then
they don't
that's
know about
for sure all of his dialogue right now. And then talk to him again. You say a complicated story. And then ask for what he's yearning. He's going to give us a hint that he thinks it's near.
possible they
So
died
that's that. Make
before
sure
or
he's
during
repeating
the
himself.
fracture. Or
Need to
perhaps
fully
they
exhaust
thought
his
Neville was
dialogue
something
for the
else.
trophy. All right, rest up so we have a safe spot here. There we go. And now we can head into here. This is a maze in case the, I guess the Esoteric Ruins, it is a bit of a complicated area. It's almost esoteric, guys. All right, down the path. And before you do anything, you can actually, I think you can drop off right here. No, it won't let you. Dang. All right, we'll do it the hard way. I was hoping it would let me drop down. That's okay. I got a paint cage here. First one is right there. Yeah, just fall down here. That's where I can drop down. Color of Lamina in the back right here.
Good stuff.
Then we have our other paint cage things. One there. And the last one from where the paint cage is over here. Go grab that now. This will be just chroma.
Well, that will help.
All right, so now that we've gotten that, we can drop down and go solve the maze here. And if you guys want to understand this and try to solve it yourself, when you shoot it, it opens up the adjacent walls, and then you have to shoot it again to close the wall, and you have to find your way through the path to the other side of the maze, which is straight ahead. There's 9 chambers. It's like a cube. It's like 1, 2, 3, and then there's a middle row, and then we're on the back row, if you will. So that's like the bottom left corner is right there. Bottom right corner is that room. So it's just 9 rooms, so it's not too crazy, but I'm gonna show you exactly the order that you should do this in. So we're in this room, so I'm just gonna say this
Go
one,
through the maze.
shoot it once, go through to this bottom left corner, shoot the room that we were just in, and now shoot the room that we're currently in. That'll let us move to the next one, and then we can go all the way across.
This place is
We're in the middle row now.
Me too. Where's the fighting?
And then we're gonna do this one now, the middle one. That'll let us move all the way out. There we go. Now we're here.
Great.
So a couple items here.
Spooky.
Color Lamina, another color of Lamina in the back right over here. And then we have our item that our spirit friend was yearning for
Useful.
in the middle. And what was it that he was yearning for? Oh yeah, that's right, wood.
Lovely.
Wow. This guy has big dreams here. Now to grapple back. This will take us back to our paint cage. So if you didn't grab the chroma, now's your chance. This will take us back to our friend, and that'll unlock a trophy. Just gonna rest real quick. All right, so once you've exhausted his dialogue, say sure, give wooden boards. Get the Pictos there. And then talk to him once again. Be very careful not to say the wrong thing. You will have to reload a save if you mess this up. And then say, so you were a Nevron. And then say, goodbye, let our paths never cross again. Just how you would say goodbye to a good friend, you know? But right there, that should unlock the trophy aiding the enemy for finishing all Nevron quests. And at this time, if you didn't get that trophy, I wanted to read off all of them. And what's happening is one of the Nevrons, you didn't finish all the dialogue with them. Assuming you followed everything that we've done in this walkthrough, you should have all of these quest lines done. And then you just have to like teleport to each one until you figure out which one you didn't speak to if you didn't get the trophy. Now, hopefully all of you got the aiding the enemy trophy, but in case, just backtrack and find. I would say the most common one I think people forget are the one that the horn guy that we had to do the red light, green light thing. A lot of people don't speak to him again to get the other Pictos. Now, we did that in the walkthrough, but just in case, that's the one I would start with. So I'm going to read off each one. So the first one's at the Indigo Tree. It's the Jar Nevron, the very first one that we came across. We also have in Flying Waters, if you go to Coral Cave, I'm going to read off like the location and the flag, basically. So Flying Waters, Coral Cave, and it's going to be the scuba diver guy with the mine that it's like a balloon, you know? He's up in the top area, if you remember where we had to do like jumping platforms. It's in the big open area, and he'll be there. But yeah, go to Flying Waters, Coral Cave Flag, and he's nearby. Then there's the small Burgeon that's inside of the small Burgeon. Actually, I can go to the main map and read this. That'll be easier. We're leaving this area anyways, so might as well do that. This will be easier to show. Okay, so starting off with the Indigo Tree, it's going to be in Spring Meadows. You're going to go to the Indigo Tree. The Jar Nevron's not too far away. Just go to the, drop down to the right, go through the 2 paint spikes we broke from earlier. He'll be up there. The second one is in Flying Waters, of course. Go to the Coral Cave, and then it's the, I call him Scuba Steve. Talk to him. Small Burgeon, obviously it's in the small Burgeon. It's the only thing, you know, that's the guy that we made very big. Go talk to him if you haven't. Stonewave Cliffs is the next one, which is over here. And go to Stonewave Cliffs and then teleport to the Cliff Cavern flag. And it's the rock guy that we got his luminous rocks. We gave it to him. But if you go to the Cliff Caverns flag one, just backtrack and he's right behind you at the flag. You can talk to him. There's Redwoods over here, which is the fountain one that we donated 90,000. He's right in the middle of that area. Very easy to find. So that one is another one you might have missed. We have the Stone Quarry, which is going to be right here. So Stone Quarry is the next one, and it's the red light, green light horn guy that I was talking about. He's in the middle of that area. That's the one I would start with usually. That's the one that people forget about the most. But then after that, then you have Frozen Hearts, the dance teacher, if you remember. So hold up. Frozen Hearts up here. So that's the dance teacher. You'll have to teleport to the middle flag. I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but it's the middle one. You just go to the dance teacher. If you remember, it's once you're at the flag, it's to the left, and then you drop down from the train track. And that's the dance teacher. And then we have Floating Cemetery, which will be right here. Yep. So Floating Cemetery. That's the guy that he wanted us to choose which weapon we killed him with. So you want to make sure you talk to him. I mean, obviously, if you did it right, he's dead. So that means you did it right. But if he's not dead, I guess go finish his quest line and talk to him and all. And then lastly, we have the fountain over here. It's going to be all the way back right here. That's with the Blanche. That's where we got rich, if you remember. We talked to the guy. He rewarded us for never killing one of the friendly Nevrons. So that guy's right there, right at the first flag. And then the last one, obviously, we're standing next to it, the Esoteric Ruins. We had the Spirit. So one of those guys, if that trophy aiding the enemy didn't pop, it's because you haven't finished the dialogue with one of them. Just go and exhaust their dialogue. Don't attack any of them. Just exhaust whatever dialogue they have. One of them will be there, and it'll pop that trophy eventually. And or it's because you messed up their quest line or haven't done it yet. So, but hopefully if you followed along, it's just a simple matter of exhausting dialogue that you forgot to do or something. But hopefully you have the aiding the enemy trophy. And now what we're heading for is Old Lumiere. Since it is right here, might as well knock this one out. This has a bunch of stuff we can do. That it's a whole new path that's opened up, actually. So from here, we just want to make it to our first flag, and also it's a chance to interact with this merchant once again. If you haven't bought the Color of Luminas, then I would do so. So I had saved my money back in the when we first met this guy, but now that we have plenty of money, we can buy all of his stuff if you haven't bought it. So just get those Color of Luminas if you haven't. And now let's fast travel. I'm going to go ahead and fast travel to the Manor Gardens. Now this area, if you remember, this is where we fought Renoir for the first time. And this whole area over here is now active, this entire thing. So it's a big loop. And actually our clue for what this was, if you remember when we fought an enemy, when we first came to this area, there was an enemy and you could see a paint cage inside the boss fight or inside the actual enemy's fight. And that was this little courtyard over here. But we weren't able to get here until after completing everything. So this is where we had fought it. If you remember this little space, maybe you do, maybe you don't. But get the paint cage. We got 1, 2. And then the third one's way off in the distance. No, you don't. I'll start the fight. Paint cage will be opening up in the background while we go ahead and wipe out everybody. You can quite literally just one-shot these people. Yeah, they're pointless pretty much. They're more annoying if anything. So once the paint cage is open, grab
Well, that
the
will help.
new awesome weapon that does 300 damage. Oh my gosh. What are we gonna do? Then come up here. There's a color of Lumina that needs rescuing back here. This isn't actually that big of an area. We're gonna be able to get through it pretty quick here. Stick with me. We're gonna run through this area pretty much. You don't have to fight most enemies if you don't want to. You can just run past them. They give us almost no XP. So I'll run past the ones, but feel free to fight them if you want. But altogether, they don't really add up to all that much in terms of XP. So it's just really not worth it. So we're just grappling across up the rope here. It's going to be a lot of grappling and ropes in this area. There we go. And just drop down here. Get the chroma.
Nice.
Nice. Now we can climb up the wall here. And then grapple all the way across. And you can kill this guy or not, so it's up to you. But all we need is the Pictos back here. Get the healing death, and then just drop down. This brings us back to our main path here. So go to the right by the glowing sword. And then this is above where we got split up with our group earlier in the storyline. So go ahead, don't drop down, otherwise you have to go all the way back around. Just drop the rope there, and then there's one on the right over here as well. Oh, I didn't mean to click it. Hold on, go back up. We gotta do a couple things over here before dropping down. But we have a flag right here. And then from our flag, we can head over here. There's going to be a rope leading to a boss that you might or might not recognize from the Endless Tower. Surprisingly, nothing that way. Surprisingly. You would think there'd be like a chroma or color Lumina tucked behind that, but there is not. Come over here. This is going to be the easiest boss fight of our lives. We are way overpowered. I know it looks intimidating, but she's pretty harmless. Just gonna, I guess just focus Foretell. I don't really know what else to do. We don't really need CL here.
Here we go.
I'm almost mad that she has to go first, because if it was Mael, we could have just killed her. Like so. I'm just gonna Flurry Fury the clones here. Yeah, everybody's just gonna die immediately, pretty much, no matter who you're attacking with. There's that. Get them out of the way. They don't deserve to be in our path. And then from the boss arena, follow this path. Go a left. And then jump across right here. That'll get you across, and then you can follow this around and back to this piece of chroma.
Good stuff.
You can hopefully make the jump right there, get onto the train track, and then follow this up and jump across for the other item. Nice.
Useful.
So there you go. Get the 2 chromas and the boss, and now we can backtrack back to our flag. Rest up after the fight if you need to. Yeah, super easy boss. It wouldn't have been had we fought it earlier, but we're kind of laughably strong at this point for most of these areas. It's really only the post game that stands in our way at this point. That Endless Tower gets you so leveled up. So just gonna rest there. Now just drop down on the right rope that we released. And we're gonna follow this path Have our flag right here if you want to get a save right there instead. Now, just follow this path. We can just run past everybody. We have to go all the way back, and there's a new path that's now opened up past the fading man, if you remember. You can fight these enemies if you want. I'm sure you guys will recognize this path here. Eventually, it's where we had the crawl space in front of us. I'm only going to fight these people if they end up catching me. They got to catch me first, though. Yeah, a lot of backtracking here. We're almost at the faded man, though. There he is. We don't have to speak to him or anything, but if you remember, we had that cutscene, and it kind of like synced us back up with our other player, and we never actually got to continue down this pathway. But now it's finally time for us to see what's behind the curtain here. So we got the giant who's holding up Old Lumiere. Take a left, and this is our new path here. And I'm probably gonna have to end up fighting this guy. If he's facing you, you'll probably have to fight him. I got lucky, he had his back to me, but grab that chroma. And now we can put the jukes on these people. Juke. Psych. Just get to the handhelds as fast as you can, and they'll leave you alone. There we go. And then we have a mime. This will not be a challenge.
Here's your card.
Doesn't matter what she does, really, but I will put her in Twilight mode, I suppose. Just in case, you know? Stendhal, see you later, mime. She has a 0% chance of survival. I mean, I guess not 0. There is a chance, but it would be very rare for her to not die right there. But there you go. Get the mime boss. We can just run past that guy right there and grapple across. Grapple again. And then on our left is actually, we're back to the Manor Gardens, but we actually have to go to this path real quick. So you can just drop down. Probably have to kill this enemy here. So just regular attack, you'll kill them all. Just the base attack is enough. Alright, and then grab the chroma, and then more importantly, there is a journal back here. Journal 42.
Armand.
And as far as journals go, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 left. Almost done with the journals. So there's all the items of Old Lumiere now. Including the merchant even. Feels good completing all these areas finally. Especially that paint cage, like stuff like that bothers me in games. When you see something, you just can't get to it yet. And the place that Mael, we're gonna go there probably in our next chapter, the Reacher area. That is the epitome of what I'm talking about. It is a bunch of like, hey, see this item? You can't get to it unless you do this weird thing. So that's a maze of an area. It's a cool area though. All right, so back to the continent here. We should have time to do all the cleanup and then leave off in the Reacher area. That's a massive area. Okay, so from this place, we're now going to go over here. There is another mime boss fight, actually. Just over here. And they're guarding a lost gestral. Yeah, it's a double mime. Let's use CL to get rid of their shields. There we go. And then I'm going to Flurry Fury the first one. Flurry Fury the second one. That'll leave them both broken and ready for Verso here to finish it up. There we go. We got 2 more haircuts. But more importantly, over here, lost gestral number 7. Whee! Yep, lost gestral number 7 right there. And now, right over here, just over the hill, is going to be a diving spot. And then you can just kind of come back over here on the left beach. And you can try to sneak the chroma before the boss. And then fight the boss, of course. This is an easy boss as well. We're wildly strong. Plus, we've already done the Endless Tower. There's no need to be scared of the creepy lady.
Here we go.
Stendhal. Ah, I thought we could get it all the way. All right. We'll actually have to try here, guys. Hold on. There we go. Man, that was a tough boss. All right, there we go. That's gonna wrap up this island. So again, we left Old Lumiere right here, finished up the double mime, got the diving spot, and now we finished up this beach. And now we're gonna head over to the crow area. Don't go to the Reacher just yet, just the crows here. Where am I? There we go. Yeah, you can find yourself by looking for this tower over here. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go over here. I'm sorry. I'll do this next. All right, so from the tower, I'm just gonna do all the little stuff and then we'll end over at that other area. Drop down and talk to the merchant here. Buy up the haircuts. And then over here is lost gestral number 8, actually. All right, so that's number 8. Now we can, whoops, get back on SK, fly over just over to the beach. And there's a paint spike here. There's a Pictos in this. Critical break. If you guys want, you can take out the enemies right here if you want. It's up to you. And now we're going to head for this crazy looking place right up here. Yeah, I want to get all the little stuff done and then we'll backtrack for the large area. But find the canvas. It is right here on the map. So we basically went from our beach right here and we flew down this coastline and now we're here. Now, once we do this, we're going to backtrack and end at the Reacher. So go to the canvas. This is the ultimate prize. No need to rest the flag, really. Yeah, this is a wild area. Chroma tornadoes. Who would have guessed? Who has our picture? And go ahead and observe it. And then say yes. Now you'll have acquired the Manor family canvas. And that is that. And it should say the frame is empty now. And if you want a cool screenshot or something, they added the Pride Rock from The Lion King. It's kind of a shame that they put this cloud here, or person or whatever, because it would have been cool to have a 6th spot for a thumbnail, but I think we can still make that a thumbnail. What do you think? Perfect. Onward and out. Yeah, no need for this flag, really. There's not really a need for the flag. Guess I can rest at it, see if I can level up or not. Alright, let us leave back to the continent. We have one more small area to go, and then we'll go back to the crow area and the reacher and all that. So just straight across, pick up this diving spot since it's right here. There we go. And now aim for this small island over here next to where we fought the Vizhes or whatever it's called. The masked people. Yeah, you have the giant tower. Talk to this merchant right here. Buy the linen and cotton record. That's important. And then we have an outfit for Verso. There you go. He has his official expedition garb now. But yeah, as far as areas, we left there. We got our diving spot right over here. And now we're on this small island. And remember, this is the Visages. We've already done that for the campaign. So that island's already done. So yeah, really just this and then these two. And that's the entire left side pretty much done. Except for obviously Renoir's drafts and the chosen path and all that. But that is later. So these are two small areas. The Isle here, Isle of the Eyes, and then the Crows. Both of them are very small areas, but they do have boss fights. So rest at our flag here. They're both kind of like puzzle bosses, if that makes sense. Like you have to solve a clue to unlock the boss on both of these little small islands. So for this one, just go straight right here, grab the color of Lumina. And then there's these eyes. If you remember those creepy guys that we had to shoot the eyes, these guys, there's hidden ones on this island. You have to find all three. So there's our first one right here. It doesn't matter how you drop down, just drop down somehow. There's a pertank underneath there. Second one's on the roof there. You can also drop down on this side if you want. You can just drop and it's right here. Probably the fastest way to drop down for that. Just push it out and leave it be. And then come back from this angle. And then you'll have to sneak it from the left side right here. And then back around and into there. And then you can shoot the third eye right there. There you go, and that'll open up the bridgeway over that way towards the boss. But of course, first we have to take care of our buddy here. This is the same one that was in the Stonewave Cliffs, I believe it was. We have to shoot the orb, if you remember. Then you can just base attack for the rest of your turn there, and then next turn we can keep going. CL's not the strongest here when it comes to shots. Versus the goat. Oh, I can't reach that one. Kind of fun target practice there. So whether Verso or Miles the one, go ahead and wipe out the pertank. Get even more upgrade materials. Now with all three eyeballs collected, we can now go battle the boss down the bridge. Hello. I already beat you a couple times in the tower.
CL, incoming.
Oh no. It's kind of fun not being worried at all about what the boss does to us. Imagine those poor souls who tried to do this game, you know, the way they wanted us to play it and not the way we're playing it. We said, nah, we're going to beat the whole storyline and then come back and clean up everybody. But remember, they wanted us to do all this as we were progressing the main story. No. I prefer Painted Powers Stendhal to where I can do something like that. Just eradicate bosses from the game. There we go. So onward. Also, I want to point out this. I think it's really cool that obviously in the continent world, it's like a tabletop game or something. You know, everything's pretty small, but it's all like correct. I think it's cool that they like took the time to put the monolith over there to where like you could see the actual distance. Like if you every area you go to, you'll notice that they added the other areas out in the distance for the places you're able to see. I just think it's cool that like they didn't have to do that. They could have just made it water on all sides, but they made it visually. Everything lines up with wherever it would be in the world. I don't know, it's just cool. I like details like that. So over here, follow this around. Can rest at the flag and level up if we're able to. If not, we'll maybe after the crow fight. Yeah, it seems like we'll have to. It's crazy that like bosses don't even give us enough XP to level up. We have to go find genuine fights for us. That's why it's not worth killing those like basic enemies. They don't give us anything. But make sure you got everything from this guy before leaving. Just double check because he does have a record that is absolutely needed for our trophies and all. So definitely make sure you've got that. Now look for the popsicle stick tower over here. Find the portal just below, and that will be the crow. The crows. See what I mean? Like the popsicle towers nearby. I just think it's cool. They added actual depth to it all. All right, so over here. This is another puzzle boss. Grab journal 34, which leaves us with only 4 journals left. Rest of the flag. Now this area, we have to shoot 25 of these crows like this in order to unlock the official boss. So just follow me along. 1. Okay. Okay. 2. Turn around. There's another 2. 3. 4. Backtrack over here. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. That's all of them. And there's going to be 3 right here. 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15, 16. Grab the color of Lamina.
What have we here?
17, 18, 19. You should be at 19 at this point. And then it just leaves these last handful right here. 20, 21, 22. By the way, these have weird hitboxes. It's just like above where they're at. 23, 24, and 25. So there's all 25 crows. Now to spawn the crow. Oh no. I'm so worried. And you do have to shoot him, by the way. He does dodge our attacks. Great job. Great job, CL. Great job. I'm really proud of you. Wow. Fantastic turn there. Couldn't have asked for a better one. There you go, Mael. Show CL how it's done. Fortunately, dark damage does not work on everybody. Verso had his bad chapter. Now it's CL's turn. Mael will never have a bad chapter. All right, that's it for the crows. Make sure you got the journal and killed the boss. And we are out of here. Okay, now we're heading up.
Hang on tight.
And before I head in, just double check that you guys got these, the lost gestral on this island and the 2 mimes. And we killed the boss right there and got the item, the chroma. Make sure you've done the Isle of the Eyes. We got that boss. And of course the crow. Double check that you picked up the Pictos from the beach. There's the lost gestral over here as well. And then the Pictos on this beach. Those are the important things. And that you got the canvas, the family portrait. And then everything else is, I mean, I guess like the diving spot over here is not really crucial. But those are all the items that are like mandatory right now. And that will basically finish up the left side right now, except for this main area, the Reacher. This is a giant area. So I'm just finish up all the stuff on the left there. And then once you're ready, head into the Reacher. Poor SK has to sit there and flap his wings. Well, see you later, SK. Then we'll reach a cutscene here and a flag.
Another axon. How did it get so large?
She wasn't always this tall, but she's obsessed with reaching the stars, so...
Papa and his parables.
Parables?
He never paints just to paint. Everything has to have layers and layers of meaning and purpose. Everything's a lesson.
What's the lesson with this one?
Hope.
Lizzie. My sister's at the top.
And Papa knows I have vertigo.
Something tells me Vertigo's not going to get in the way of our hope. But yes, we quite literally have to climb this entire thing, if you guys are wondering. So it should have been the Endless Tower. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's just my opinion. This kind of looks like an Endless Tower, but whatever. Anyways, we're going to level up here. This is a good stopping point. This area is quite large, as if you guys couldn't already tell here. All right, I'm going to get her to 75. Just dump his stats wherever, doesn't really matter. Get another skill. It's a big day for our skill tree. One more. And then as far as our color of Luminas, you should have a lot now after doing the Isle and the crows and all that. So let us balance this out. I don't want to do the math in my head. I'm just going to feel it out here. So take this to 170, this one to 175. We should have enough. There we go. And let's see. And we'll give Verso one just to balance these two out. But yeah, there we go. We're catching up with Lune and Monoko here. And as far as our upgrade resources, if you guys remember, we only had like 18 or so, 13 or 14, something like that for the ultimate one. And now we're up to 37. So that's plenty to upgrade a weapon all the way. So like I said, you're welcome to fully upgrade the Chatillon and the Corpesso at this point, and or you can save it if you want, and those extra canvases behind the endless tower that give us the god tier weapons, you could save your resources for those as well. It's up to you. But yeah, we have the majority of our upgrade materials at this point. There's not that much more that's going to give us like a crazy amount, other than like the stuff that we're preparing for, like Renoir drafts and all that. We'll definitely get some out of that. But I'm just letting you know, like the endless tower and all of that, that's where we got the majority of our upgrades. And now that that's all done, now it's a limited resource, if you will. But yeah, anyways, that's a decision you can make. I'm not going to upgrade. I'm just going to choose to leave it as is. And before I end the chapter, though, I'm going to take a quick break and finish setting up all of our characters fully, including including Lune and Minoko. And I'm going to get a full build going with all of our Color of Lumina points we've added and everything. So I will tune in just a second with the full build going forward. Okay, going over the build that I've got at this point. Just a couple updates to our A team, and then with Lune and Minoko, they obviously have a lot of extra stuff now. So I'll go through each character here. So with Ciel, I left the weapon alone. I swapped out our first Pictos and put on critical break here. This one allows us to have 25% increased break damage on critical hits. So that's a really good one to level up and use across all players if we want. But at least put it on her for now. Everything else is the same on the Pictos, auto powerful, energizing start 4, or whichever energizing start you want. I didn't touch the skills. Those are all the same. And the Luminous didn't get that much of an update. But as far as what I added, I did the revive ones, the powerful and the energizing revive. So energizing revive, powerful revive, and then the anti-stun. Those are the 3 that I added, if you guys are curious. So I have anti-stun. Everything else was left the same, but I will show you guys the full list just in case you want to double check. And then right here, energizing revive, I got that one added just because I find that she dies quicker. So, you know, if she ever gets revived, she comes back a lot better. And then I've got powerful revive for the same justification there. And then everything else is the same. So there you go. That is the Luminous and, of course, our Pictos and the Shadowon weapon and skills. So she is done. Moving on to Lune. She has the most work, I would say. So I swapped out her weapon to the Krilim, which is really strong. And I'm just going to leave it as is. I'm not going to waste any upgrades on it, because it's already very powerful, and it's very good for solo fighting. So I really like this one for the chosen path. It's also good with teammates as well, but that one's a good one. And then as far as Pictos, beneficial contamination, breaking burn, and combo attack 3 are pretty solid for her Pictos at the moment. And then of course we have the same skills that we had the last time we fought with her. I didn't touch any of these, but there's the 6 skills that I prefer. Immolation's great because you'll see, like, I have a lot of burn stuff on her Luminous, and the more burn she does, the better. So that's that. Plus she has breaking burn, which if you see, increased break damage on burning enemies. So everything we're doing is to kit her out to be super powerful on burn. So that way, if you want to replace CL with Lune, if you like her skill set better, I'm kind of building her back up to be as strong as CL. It's just up to you how you want to do it. But I'm making her strong for solo fighting. But that being said, it's also going to work in teammates if you prefer her stuff. But with the Luminous, I'll go top to bottom because obviously I started from scratch here. So I put on all the augmented stuff, pretty much every single augmented one right there. Moving down, we have, of course, Breaking Burn and Beneficial. Those are both of our Pictos, obviously. But now you'll see I have Breaker, Breaking Counter, Breaking Attack, and Breaking Shots, obviously to do break damage, right? So that's what I chose there. And then now you'll see we're moving into the Burning Shots, Combo Attack 1 to have an extra base, Cheater to play twice, especially if we're playing solo. That's always good to have 2 turns in a row. And then with the Combo Attack 3, we actually have an extra base attack. So we'll have Combo 1 and 2 and 3. So that gives us 1 even extra on top of what we already had. So that's pretty cool. And then with Critical Burn, obviously we'll do more critical chance on burning. So that's another burn thing. Dead Energy 1 and 2 to get 6 ability points back for killing an enemy. That's real helpful, especially in solo. Empowering Parry for stronger parries, of course. And then now moving down to the next section, Energizing Start 1 and 2, just to have a little bit of an advantage at the start of the fight. I didn't want to waste too many points on the Energizing Start, but since I chose not to use one for one of her Pictos, I chose to just do these 2. That'll get her at least in the game whenever we start a fight. And then full strength is obviously if it rewards you if you're good enough to stay at full health. And then moving down, painted power, of course, obviously, right? Inverted affinity and immaculate. I like those just for solo fighting. It makes you even stronger. And we have that on most of our characters. And then roulette, of course, and then solo fighter for obvious reasons if we have to use her by herself. If you want to use her in place of CL, obviously take off solo fighter and choose something else, but it's only it's one luminous point. And staggering attack, same thing, more damage. Now, if you don't plan on using her as a team, you can take off teamwork, and that frees up 5 points to use on something else that you might want. But I'm going to leave it on teamwork just because. But for now, I'm just going to leave it. But once we get to the chosen path and we're using her for her challenge, I will continue to level her up, and we'll make a slight adjustment when we get to that point. So this is just a generic build for the time being, if you would rather use her. But that's that. So she's kind of pretty good now, and Lune and CL are kind of equal in a sense. We'll continue to get her a little bit stronger, but feel free to swap them out if you prefer her. Moving on to Verso, I didn't change a single thing about his weapon. The Pictos are the same, skills are the same. The only thing I did was I added 3 luminous points, or 3 things. So I have Protecting Last Stand and Burn Affinity. I guess only 2 things, yeah. So Protecting Last Stand and Burn Affinity are the 2 that I added. So right there, Burn Affinity for increased damage on burning targets. That was a no-brainer. And Protecting Last Stand right here. Gain Shell if fighting alone. I like that just in case, because, you know, we've seen some times where Mael will get one shot. CL is a glass cannon, basically. She just dies immediately sometimes. And so Verso, it's good to have him be a little bit stronger if he's left alone. But yeah, as far as all of them, I'll go slow through it just so you guys can double check. But I haven't made any changes. So if you had copied me earlier, it's no different other than those 2 right there. But this is your chance to double check. There we go. Now moving on to Mael here. All I did was add Burn Affinity to her Luminous. That's it. Everything else exactly the same. Teamwork, Cheater, Immaculate for the Pictos. Metalim, of course, same skills. We don't need to make any... It ain't broke. We're not fixing it, right? But I did add Burn Affinity as a thing. So obviously we'll do even more damage on burn stuff. So I'll go slow again just so you can double check. But nothing is any different here. Oops, sorry. There's the bottom there. Okay. So again, just Burn Affinity on her. Minoko, I had quite a bit of luminous points to give him. But as far as Pictos and the weapon, no different. It's all the same. There you go. Energizing Start 2 and 3 and Glass Cannon. Same skills. You can change it however you want. If you like different skills, feel free. It's not that big of a deal, but these are pretty good to get us through whatever situation. And then as far as Luminous, I started from scratch once again. So same with when I did with Lune here. So I'll go from the top. All the augmented stuff, of course. And then I'm setting him up to be the same kind of thing as Lune there, where we want him to be strong for solo fights as well. So got him with Breaking Attack, Breaker, and Breaking Counter, just to get more break damage. I gave him Cheater to be able to play twice in a row, Burning Shots, and then Combo Attack 1. And then once we get the Combo Attack 3 maxed out, you could decide to run it instead if you like that better, to have extra base attacks. It's kind of up to you. I don't really use it for Minoko, but it is an option. Critical Burn, and then Dead Energy 1 and 2, of course, to get 6 ability points back if we kill someone. Energizing Attack 1. Moving down to the next section here, we have the Parry, Energizing Parry, and then obviously we have our Pictos, and then I also put on Energizing Start 1 just so we have 3 ability points right at the start of a fight. Pretty great. And then we have Full Strength. Of course, Glass Cannon's already equipped because it's our Pictos. Painted Power, that's a must. And then Last Stand Critical and Inverted for solo fighting. I think that's pretty solid. And then the last couple, we have Protecting Last Stand for solo fighting, Roulette, Solo Fighter, obviously, and then Staggering Attack. Since that one's a 1 ability point, it's also good to have extra break damage. So that is our build for now. And then, like I said, we'll keep adding more Luminous into Minoko and Lune to catch them back up with our other members of the team. And then everybody will kind of be equal except for Mael, but she is kind of a bit better than everybody. But that is the full squad there. And looking at the journals, after our chapter, we only have the final 4 journals. So that is everything there. And I believe that is all of it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will pick up in the next chapter right here at the Reacher entrance. So I will see you guys in the next one. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.